Okay, let's go. So welcome everyone. Wednesday, 15 minutes of positivity. Um, quick reminder why we do what we do here. So just a few minutes to hopefully activate some parts of our nervous system that will contribute to sort of more sustained equanimity and a sense of groundedness. And so along those lines, today's theme is the tone is being set here by one of my teachers, Tara Brach, amazing Buddhist Dharma teacher. And she has this quote here where she says, reacting to pain as wrong initiates the trance of unworthiness. In the moment we believe something is wrong, our world shrinks and we lose ourselves in the effort to combat the pain. So I love this label, trance of unworthiness. I'm certainly pretty familiar with that. And I think trance is a really good name in contrast to, I think what we're doing here to some extent is trying to wake up, right? So it's either you're in the trance, you're sort of in this dreamy, reactive state where, we're trying to avoid pain, we're seeking pleasurable experiences, we're lost in thought, and we're just simply in this reactive space. And then if we live in that world, then we're literally just in this reactive space. We don't really have much choice, much ability to respond rather than to react. And then things that are painful, be they emotional or physical, obviously take on a completely different, become a very different experience for us. So the idea here is to activate this ability to wake up from that trance. And we do that with mindfulness practices, with being able to direct our attention, being able to choose specific experiences that we want, right? Like gratitude and forgiveness. And that's where we activate those temporary states where we wake up. And the more we do that, hopefully we transition into those temporary states becoming permanent traits in our nervous system and in our way of being. And so, here's some, I call these these are the three P's of negativity, which I'd love to focus on today. So when we find ourselves in this painful trance where we're not aware of what's actually happening and we're in this reactive state, there's this tendency to take it personally. So when something difficult or bad happens, it's very much about, this is happening to me. It might even be, this is happening because of me. So we take on shame or self-blame. But oftentimes a state of pessimism or negativity is infused with a sense of it's all about me. And it makes sense that, the ego is basically operating on a level of survival. And it makes sense on some really basic level to take things personally because it really motivates us to act. It certainly motivated our ancestors to take action and get themselves out of negative spaces. Then we also have this tendency to experience negativity as pervasive, meaning this negative thing that is happening right now, this difficult situation that I'm in, this is representative of all aspects of my life. It's just not just limited to this interaction with this person or this specific situation that I struggle with. It's actually pretty much, this is my life. This is how things happen, generally speaking. And then the third part is a sense of permanence. So this negativity, and I know this from my own experiences with deep depression, it was impossible for me to imagine a time in the future when this would not be my state of being. So there's a sense of permanence around this terrible thing that's painful that I'm struggling with. This is, again, a representation of it's a personal issue. It has everything to do with me. It's representative of pretty much how all of my life is and my experience of myself, and it's always going to be this way. And when we get stuck in those three P's, it can be really hard to get out of them. So my goal today is to do a meditation on a negative situation that we've experienced and actually explore, which parts of it we're taking personally when we feel that it's been pervasive and permanent. And see, again, if just we can bring some mindfulness to this experience that we have. And oftentimes by shining some light on something, it helps defang it in some way. So let's go ahead and start. Close our eyes, closing our eyes and noticing the body in this moment, this time. We'll take a quick inventory of body, noticing any sensations in the feet, the hands, the belly and chest, and the throat and head. Just a quick check-in with the body. Not trying to change anything, just noticing, just taking stock. This is what's happening right now. And as you're noticing sensations in the body, see if you can also connect with what the mind is doing with those sensations. Again, there's this tendency to either make things good or bad, pleasant, unpleasant, and just noticing. And taking an inventory of the mind, just checking in. What's the mood right now? Again, not trying to change it, not trying to label it, but just getting curious. Now, using the mind, go back in your memory and find a situation where there was some kind of tension or a difficult interaction that you had with someone else. Could be recent, could be long ago. Ideally, not the most intensely negative reaction that you've had, but it's definitely something that has some energy behind it. And a situation in which that just really felt negative, where you walked away from that interaction feeling down, discouraged, a little afraid, and beat up. And go back into that memory and really amplify it. Where were you? See the person that you're interacting with having this frustrating interaction. What are they wearing? Where are they? What are they doing? What are they saying? Now get curious and see if the impact that this situation is having on you, how much of it is because you're taking it personally. Again, there's this sense of this person is doing this to me. Or if there's any shoulding in there, oh, I should or I shouldn't. Ironically, maybe you're telling yourself, I shouldn't take this so personally. Let's see if you can find that part of you that is making the assumption that this is about you. And feeling into that energy, see if you can find the part of you that may even notice the sense of pervasiveness. Meaning, this is not an isolated incident. This is the stuff that happens to me, or this is how people treat me. This always happens. They never treat me differently. It's just the way life is, or my life is. Again, that sensation can be really strong or it can be really subtle. Now see if you can notice if there's any sense of permanence to it. This relationship is never going to improve. It's never going to get better. It's always been like this. I'll never be able to not take it personally or do things differently. Now I want you to imagine being in contact with this person, and you're not necessarily saying anything, but just get in touch with the part of you that can inquire. Just pose the question and say, what if this has nothing to do with me? What if this is not personal? How might I be in this situation, or how might it change my actions or my mood as it relates to this stressful situation? What if it has nothing to do with me? It's not personal. They're just having a hard time, or they want me to do things differently. And that's fine. It's not personal. What if you could really isolate this interaction or the experience of this interaction to literally just this moment in time? It's not pervasive. It's not representative of everything in my life. This is just a specific altercation or interaction with someone that feels difficult. And that's it. It's just isolated to this specific situation. And then imagine yourself either in the moment while you're still interacting with this person or afterwards, telling yourself that it's not permanent either. This just happened. Life is moving on. Things are impermanent. Things will invariably be different. It's just a matter of time. Just taking a step back and from this situation and realizing that it's not personal, it's not pervasive, it's not permanent. And see how that affects your relationship to this stressful situation. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Long exhale. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And deep inhale. Long exhale. Again, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, open your eyes. Yeah, hope this was a useful glimpse into sort of looking under the hood of pessimism or negativity, and an invitation to maybe use these 3 Ps as filters to just pay attention throughout the rest of your day if you run into something that feels unpleasant or uncomfortable, see if you can remember the 3 Ps and just check in with yourself. And am I taking it personally? Am I assuming this is permanent and pervasive? And just see how that awareness might change the situation. So take care, everyone. Hope to see you tomorrow. I'll stick around for a few more if anyone wants to chat.